Welcome back to MMA Al Dente. I'm here to talk about SD Dumas, Sedriques Dumas, versus Denis Tiuliulin, or Denis Tiuliulin. My prediction for this fight is SD Dumas wins by decision. I think he's probably going to score some of those points on the ground, I'd imagine. SD Dumas, I think he's got a little more going on the ground. He doesn't have anything close on the ground to the guys that have beaten Denis, but I still think he's got enough to put Denis on his ass, take a dominant position, take his back maybe, and work him and score some points. SD Dumas, he's got a 9-2 record. His two losses include one by knockout, one by submission. The knockout happened in Sultan Ruzaboyev. It's a schmaz finish, wasn't legit. And the submission comes to Josh Fremd in his UFC debut. He was clipped on the feet in that fight, but eventually he was taken out with a guillotine choke in round two. But his 9 wins include 4 by TKO or knockout, 2 submissions, and 3 decisions. The best submission comes on the Contender Series when he got the guy Panaz out of there with a guillotine choke. He's also got another guillotine early in his career, I think as an amateur or whatever. But I don't think he's got a great chance of submitting Denis Tiuliulin. Denis has been submitted 4 times. First of all, 3 of the 4 times have been technical submissions. He has not tapped, which speaks to his toughness. But the one time where he did tap was when Ikram Aliskerov had him in a Kimura. It's a little different when your arm's about to break, and that's what got him to tap. But I mentioned Aliskerov. The other guys that have beaten him as well are all better than SD Dumas, who I'm aware he's still trying to figure shit out and he's developing as a fighter. But they are much better threats on the ground. Junyun Park in the UFC, Alish Kizriev, guy hasn't really fought enough, but he's an awesome fighter. And I mentioned, what the hell's his name? Ikram Aliskerov. Despite his recent result, he's an excellent fighter. And someone else, whoever. And the guys that TKO him, Gregory Rodriguez got it done on the ground, actually knocked him unconscious. But RoboCop is a fucking monster. And Christian Leroy Duncan's the one guy to take him out on the feet that I know of. There's this other TKO loss. I'm pretty sure I've seen it in the past, but I haven't been able to find it now. Regardless, Christian Leroy Duncan did TKO him on the feet. Smothered him early, and then at the end of round 2, clipped him with some short uppercuts and put him away against the cage, which is a new wrinkle for Denis. But despite all these vulnerabilities, I don't think SD Dumas is going to go through Denis on the feet, not like that, and I don't think he's going to go through him on the ground. These guys are just better fighters than SD Dumas is, and I think this is actually a close enough matchup. On the feet, Denis is the more dangerous guy. He's always looking to turn the fight into a brawl and to get in your face. And if he does that, it'd be awesome. But I think Dumas will be able to keep himself safe. He's the more mobile fighter in the first place. He's the longer, rangier fighter. And I think, again, he's got more going on wrestling-wise, where he can take the fight to the ground. Dumas did score top control points against Cody Brundage, even though he didn't really have to work for the takedown, not even once in that fight. But Cody put his ass on a silver platter, and SD Dumas took top control and won that fight. And against Abu Azaitar, his most recent victory, he scored some very valuable points in round 1 with top control. And in the end, it was a very close fight, but I thought he landed these better strikes in the end and won a decision fairly. But he has shown he can mix it up. And of course, those few submissions he's got as well. There's a little more going on the ground for SD Dumas, and I think that's going to be the difference here against Denis Tiuliulin. Denis, he's got 10 wins. 9 of them are knockouts. 1's a decision. So if he should win, a knockout would make sense. But I think he'd have to really close the distance, hurt Dumas early, and then take some of the fight out of him. Get in his face and fatigue him a little bit till he can take him out. You know, he has that 1 win in the UFC, Denis. It's over Jamie Pickett. It is a TKO. Lower end fighters, all these guys, but that does include SD Dumas, in my opinion. I might not always say that, But as of now, I think this is a lower end fight in the UFC division, and these guys are very competitive. So I'd love to see an interesting fight. I'd frankly love to see Denis win, but the pick is SD Dumas. I think he's able to keep himself safe, ground Denis, and score enough points on the ground to win this fight. Like, share, subscribe, all that horse shit, and check out my other videos.